Hi, my name is Carl Heinz, and I'm gonna do a review about the Kindle Paperwhite. And I think I'm in a pretty decent position to judge it because also I'm gonna compare it to the Iriver Story HD, which is another popular ebook reader. And I've been using the Kindle for a few months, and also been using the Iriver Story HD. So I think that a lot of the reviews are usually after like 1 or 2 days after using it, but while I think that's not actually a smart thing. It's better to have used it for a while and live with it. So I'm gonna start talking about that. And let's start with the Iriver. I don't have it here, but I'm gonna put some pictures. The Iriver Story HD, is 768 times 1024 pixels. It weighs 210 grams and it has 6-inch screen. And the dimensions are slightly bigger than it's taller and bigger than the Kindle, mainly due to the keyboard that it has, and also it doesn't have a touchscreen. And also there's two versions. There's a one Wi-Fi version, and also there's one non-Wi-Fi version. And I only tried the Wi-Fi version, and it reads EPUBs, it reads PDFs, it reads a different kinds of format. Not the Amazon one though. And also you have the Kindle, which is right here. It has a bit small dimensions. It's slightly like 12 grams heavier, but it has touchscreen as well. And also the price for it's more or less the same as the Iriver Wi-Fi version, but the thing is that there's also a 3G version, which enables you to do Wikipedia. It enables to Amazon, a store all over the world. And it's a small selection of websites, but I think the price for 50%, 60 euros higher, it's definitely a good buy if you're gonna use it a lot. And also with 3G, it's an option to transfer books and text for a certain price over 3G, but this alternative I did not use because I find I have Wi-Fi more or less all the time, so I don't need to use that. And talk more about with the function. So another great feature with the Kindle, which it has this dictionary, and also this built into the reader, so you can highlight, select a word, and you can get it translated, and also Wikipedia. It's pretty amazing. Like if, for example, I was reading this book and there was it was mentioning to a drug which is probably popular in the United States, but I had no idea which drug it was, and I saw what it was about because it was I had no idea. So it was antidepressant drug, for example. It was so easy to use Wikipedia to get a small definition, or also if you're gonna learn a new language. I often do that because the written language is usually so much more complex than the word of mouth language. So when you read English books, if you're not a native speaker, you have a lot of words that you didn't know. Maybe you know them in context, but you don't know them separately, and you can just highlight it and select. And I think that feature's amazing. What you can also do which I also think is amazing, is that you can highlight words or sentences. So you can get a subscript of highlighted words. So if, for example, if you like a certain sentence, if you think that's a really good word that you don't know, for example, you can get like a list from all the books from your book and see. It's a very good method to learn and highlight text, and I think that's pretty amazing. And also it's very easy to transfer books and text to Kindle, and they have one email address, which is the one that costs money. So it costs like $1 per megabyte, something like that, up to a certain maximum. You can set your limits on that, but also you can send out to a free email. So what that will do is that you will send a text to Kindle, and once your Kindle has Wi-Fi, it will transfer all these files. And this is a pretty amazing feature because it enables you to do it's very easy to transfer scripts back and forth, but the problem is, of course, that normally in Gmail, if you have Gmail, for example, you will only limit to maybe 25 megabytes, and the PDFs are usually quite bigger at times. So there's a certain limit there, and you have to connect it. But normally this works extremely well. I think you can attach several files in once. And also another difference is Amazon uses its own format. I think it's AZN or MOBI, which but it cannot read EPUB. And I think that's a non-problem, because using software like Calibra, which you have to get more or less, makes this a non-issue. And it's the same thing for the Iriver. You cannot actually read the mobile, the Amazon Kindle store format, but you can always convert extremely easily with Calibra. So I think that's a non-issue, and back and forth as well. Another great thing about except from the fact that I Wikipedia all the time, reading about different countries or reading about different historic events when you don't have a book to read in the bus, etc. Except from that, it's pretty amazing to to get a sample. You can maybe get the first chapter for free with the Kindle Amazon store. And you can read a bunch of check out a lot of books without actually buying them. I think that's pretty amazing. You can search around, browse around a lot. I think that's an extremely good feature. And also I want to talk about some suggestions and tips and tricks. And for PDF viewing, for example, you can normally the thing with the screen size is that it's pretty small screen, and it's not normally ideal for PDFs. The reason why is the PDFs usually have margins, and there are Acrobat Pro that you can cut out the margins and stuff like that. But that's not a lot of work, but it's work that you don't want to do. But you can do some things, and sometimes it works pretty well. But sometimes if you have certain books with certain sizes, it's not very. You can zoom in and zoom out, but it doesn't make a very nice reading experience in either the Kindle or the Iriver. But what I learned is that if you change from the portrait view to the landscape view, you can change pretty easily. You can get a half page, and that will normally give you a pretty good viewing experience for both of them. So, but I think they're equally good or bad in reading PDFs that way. But once I realized that, I could read most of the PDFs, and I still do some cropping, but that only if there's a sufficiently long book. So that's a suggestion. And also Calibra, as I said, is very good for formats, and also helps you to. There are a lot of free, the Engadget. There's a lot of free websites that it provides you feeds that you can automatically get from a certain date with a certain frequency, and put it into your Kindle, and then that works as well with the Kindle as it does with the Iriver. So that's you have to get that. Also, it has OCR, so you can convert some PDFs to EPUB or to mobile formats. You can read it perfectly. That doesn't work perfectly all the time, especially if there's very strange formatting, if the multi-column pages and stuff like that. But I did a whole book with that, and it was more or less perfect. The only thing it removed some letters, but it was sometimes it works extremely well. So that you can do. And what else is I want to show another tip. It's let's see, we go to Wikipedia here, and then we type in Wikipedia, and we're gonna search for First World War. So you can search Wikipedia, as I said, for free all over the world, but the thing is that the Wikipedia page, you will get the scroll once. You have to scroll with finger, and I think that's pretty not as sensitive as I wanted it to be. So I normally prefer to instead of doing that, just if there's a page I'm interested in, send it in a different format, because the other format is when if I show you like this, so this would be okay, I don't have anything here now, but you have to scroll it to like a touch screen. But while if you have a PDF like EPUB or mobile, you just press this for next page and this for the previous page. And I find this much more comfortable than just scrolling, because again, as I said, it's a bit slow in my opinion. And so what I normally do, instead of just browsing there, or if I want, I just they have this built-in app which is here, send to Kindle. Before it was a separate app. It's called Readability, I think, and you can send articles very easily. But with this, it's you can click here and you can send to Kindle, send a preview, and you can also select a certain part of the text and send selected text, for example, which is nice. But another tip that I usually do is that, for example, let's go to a more dirty website, so to speak. That works fine because it's optimized for Wikipedia. But let's say you have this Swedish website, which is filled with ads and shit like that. Let's go into one of the articles, and apparently salmonella is in the meat. So you see here a lot of clutter, and maybe if you would send this to Kindle, maybe it would work fine. But the thing is that you have the font that you maybe don't want, and you have probably a lot of shit as well. While the Clearly is an app, like a plugin from the Evernote, the creators of Evernote, so you can have this, which are really nice, clean. You can also change this font and stuff like that as well. So what I do, normally take Clearly, and then you do send to Kindle. And this is I showed you how to do that. So that's a pretty good way to do. And also talking about Calibri before, it's probably very illegal, and I don't recommend it to anyone, but it's possible to download an add-in to remove DRM protection. So you can, for example, if you choose to be illegal, you can borrow books from libraries, and you can, instead of having it for 3 weeks or whatever, you can have them for free for a long time. And also what you can do is you can jailbreak your Kindle in order to read EPUB and do a lot of different things. I was trying to browse around what actual things you can do, and there was nothing that interested me at all, except maybe adding EPUB support. But as I said before, Calibri takes care of that, so that's not an issue for me, and I don't want to break my warranty. But there are apparently things you can do, maybe change fonts and stuff like that, but I don't really care about that at all. But you can do that. And what else? Yeah, and all in all, I think. Of course, the Iriver doesn't have built-in light. The other one has. I think that's a huge factor. And, for example, me, I have pretty bad light, and I don't, I want to read in my bed. And the thing is that I don't have a place to actually put my light right now. That's probably a pretty easy thing to solve, but I think it's extremely nice, and you can, read whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want, and it's just perfect. I really think this function may sound like a small detail, but I think it's amazing. So that's an advantage, and also the Wi-Fi, I think that's just insanely good. Reading small articles, it's amazing. The thing is that it has to be a certain size more or less, because it's not worth it to read an extremely short article, because then you can just read it on the screen, it doesn't hurt so much. But you want like 5-page article for it to make worthwhile, or 3-page or 2-page. And I think it's amazing to, instead of when you find a good article, instead of reading it now, when you're doing something else, you can send it to Kindle, and when you have time to read, you open that and you have, I have this 6 or 7 articles about to be read. I think that's pretty amazing. And also it's so smooth, because doing the wire thing, I hate wires, so it's so much smoother. So the Wi-Fi, it's amazing. And also, what else is amazing? Yeah, the size as well. The thing is that if you see this is actually it's designed. This is the cover you get if it's built for the Iriver. I don't know if I think it's the official one, but I'm not sure. But anyways, what you see is that you have really small edges, which is good for the other one, but it's a bit too big for the Kindle. And the thing is that it would be amazing because to trim this actually just to a few millimeters. Here you can maybe lose 2 centimeters or something like that, but here you can lose maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, which seems like a small deal. But the thing is that with all my jackets and all, I think it's because I think that's like a universal size. All my blazers and jackets and everything, all the pockets are more or less the same size. So if I just trim it, like now I can fit it, but which if I put it really, if I try. But if I would trim 3 or 4 millimeters, it will just like glide into that, and you can have it pretty relatively comfortable in your inner pocket or your outer pocket in a jacket. And that would be impossible for the Iriver because it's larger and bigger, and so I think that the size makes it so much more portable, even though it's just a very few extra cubic centimeters. What else? Yeah, all in all, I think it changed from I'm reading so much more now than I used to do before. with the Kindle. I think they're just a very easy buy. But also, if I would have the Iriver with Wi-Fi model, maybe that would totally would have changed. But yeah, really great product, and I recommend to buy 3G version, because if you, like me, gonna use it a lot, you know, the 50 euros over time, it would be nothing. So buy the 3G version. Goodbye.